Good morning, boys. Today I am going to start a new chapter, cooperative society. So first you see the meaning of cooperative society. Cooperative society. According to Indian Cooperative Society Act 1912, cooperative organization is a society which has its its objective which has its objectives for the promotion of economic interest. Cooperative organization is a society which has its objective for the promotion of economic interest of its members in accordance with cooperative principle. Cooperative principle. This definition is given by Indian Cooperative Society Act 1912. Cooperative organization is society which has its objective for the promotion of economic interest of its member in accordance with cooperative principles. See the cooperative word, cooperative, is a combination of two words, co plus operative. Co means together, operative means to operate or to work. It means cooperative means to work together. Cooperative word means to work together. This is the definition of Indian Cooperative Society Act 1912. Cooperative society has some philosophy. Number one, service in place of profit. Number two, mutual help in place of competition. Mutual help in place of competition. Number three, solidarity in place of unethical business practices. So these are the some philosophy of cooperative society. In cooperative society, there is certain principles as each for all, and all for each. and all for each. It is a principle. Self-help, self-help through mutual help. Self-help through mutual help. So these are the some principles which are followed in cooperative society. For the formation of cooperative society, at least 10 adults members, adults persons are required. Means minor cannot be the member of cooperative society. Mind it. At least 10 members, it means you can say that the minimum number of persons required to form a cooperative society is 10. But there is no upper limit. Means number of maximum members is unlimited. Next, see features of cooperative society. Features of cooperative society. Features. Point number 1, voluntary association. Voluntary association. Number 2, registration. Number 3, separate legal entity. Separate legal entity. Number 4, capital. Number 5, management and control. Number 6, equal voting rights. Equal voting rights. Number 7, service motive. Number 8, transferability of shares. Transferability of shares. Number 9, limited liability. Limited liability. Number 10, open membership. Number 11, government control. Number 12, government assistance. Number 13, stability. Number 14, distribution of profit. Distribution of profit. See one by one, voluntary association. The membership in cooperative society is free. Any person can be the member of a cooperative society. No one is forced to become the member or to continue as a member. No one is forced. to become the member or to continue as a member. A member can leave the cooperative society at any time by giving a notice to the society. So it is an voluntary association of persons. It is a voluntary association of persons. Any person can be the member of cooperative society having common interest. Number two, registration. Registration of cooperative society is compulsory. A cooperative society cannot run without registration. Some states have made their own cooperative society act, such as Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, Maharashtra and Chennai. So the cooperative society of these states are required to be registered in their concerned states cooperative society, and others are required to be registered under Indian Cooperative Society Act 1912. But registration is compulsory. Number three, separate legal entity. Separate legal entity. As soon as cooperative society is registered, it becomes a corporate body having a separate legal entity. It means the cooperative society has its separate entity from its members. Cooperative society can have property in its own name. Society can enter into a contract. It can file a case against third party in its own name. So, therefore, we can say that a cooperative society has separate legal entity. Means cooperative society and its members are separate in the eye of law. Next, capital. Capital of the cooperative society is divided into small unit. This unit is called share. This unit is called share. Thus, cooperative society procures capital by issue of shares. Or in other words, we can say that a person can become the member of the cooperative society by purchasing the share of the cooperative society. In this way, the cooperative society procures capital. Next, management and control. Cooperative society is managed by either management committee or board of directors. Board of directors. A cooperative society is managed by managing committee. So managing committee are board of directors. The members of the board of directors are elected by all the members in the annual general meeting of the cooperative society. One is elected at the post of president and other is elected for the post of secretary. President of cooperative society conduct the meeting of the cooperative society. Secretary looks after all the affairs of cooperative society. Next, equal voting rights. In cooperative society, the principle of one man, one vote. The principle of one man, one vote is applied. It is a democratic platform. Here all the members are treated equally. Each and every member has equal voting rights irrespective of number of shares held by him. But the voting right is equal. The principle of one man, one vote is applied in cooperative society. Next, service motive. The basic objective of cooperative society is to serve the weaker section of society. Cooperative society is formed by weaker section of society, by the poor section of society, by the neglected section of society. The aim of cooperative society is not to earn profit, but to provide service to its members. The cooperative society purchases goods from the manufacturers directly at concessional rate and sell them to members at very low price. This is the main motto of the farming of cooperative society. Next point, transferability of shares. Transferability of shares. A member cannot transfer his shares. In cooperative society, a share can be transmitted. It can be revertible, but cannot be transferred. A member can surrender its shares to the society with the permission of office bearer of the cooperative society. But transferability, there is non-transferability of shares. A member cannot sell his shares to others, cannot transfer his shares to others. There is transmission of shares in cooperative society, or it is revertible to the society. Next, limited liability. The liability of members is limited to extent of his capital. Thus, his personal assets cannot be taken for the payment of liabilities and obligation of cooperative society. Here the cooperative society is required to write the word limited after its name. It indicates that the liability of members is limited. So, every cooperative society is required to use limited word after its name. It indicates that the liability of the members is limited. Next, open membership. The membership of cooperative society is open. It is not restricted. It is unrestricted. Any person can be the member of cooperative society, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, political affiliation, gender, etc. So the Membership of the cooperative society is open for all. That is called open membership. Next, government control. Cooperative society is controlled by government. Cooperative society is required to submit its annual report to the registrar of the cooperative society. The registrar of the cooperative society has power to inspect the accounts of the cooperative society. The rules and regulations framed by the cooperative society, registrar of the cooperative society, are followed properly. That is controlled by government. Next, government assistance. Government provides some assistance to cooperative society. Cooperative society is not required to pay registration fee, is not required to pay registration fee, stamp duty, income tax, or you can say lower income tax. In other words, you can say that cooperative society is exempted from the payment of registration fee, stamp duty, and it is required to pay less income tax, or it may be exempted from income tax. Next, in addition to the assistance, the cooperative society may take grants from government. Or in other words, you can say that sometimes it is seen that government grants is given to cooperative society. The cooperative society may take loan from the government at concessional rate, at lower rate of interest. So these are the financial assistance which are given by the government. So that is called financial assistance. Next, stability. The cooperative society is more stable as it has separate legal entity from its member. Therefore, the death or resignation of any member has no effect on the life of cooperative society. Cooperative society may run for a long time. Members may come and members may go, but society will go on forever. So there will be no effect of the death, insolvency, lunacy, or resignation of any member from the cooperative society. Therefore, we can say that cooperative society is more stable. Next, distribution of profit. In the profit of cooperative society is very nominal. As I have told you that the main aim of cooperative society is to provide service to its member. If there is a profit, then 25% of profit is transferred to reserve fund and 10% for the welfare activities, and rest are distributed among the members on the basis of their transactions. On the basis of their transactions, or on the basis of purchases made by them. So on the basis of transactions made by them, the profit is distributed among the members of the cooperative society. So these are the features of cooperative society. Thank you, H.
चाकी लग जा रहा है बाप रे। ये तो साला एकदम